David Benavidez versus David Morrell needs to be next since David Morrell just called out David Benavidez. But who would win this fight? Well, before we talk about who would win this fight, let's take a look at their latest performances in which David Benavidez fought Demetrius Andrade, in which Demetrius Andrade started out very fast until David Benavidez dropped him in round 4.
Big right hand, and down goes Andrade.
David Benavidez then rocked him in rounds 5 and 6, and Demetrius Andrade ended up quitting on the stool at the end of round 6.
Guys, I'm not going to watch that again, all right?
After this, David Benavidez went on to fight Alexander Voistek, in which David Benavidez took control of the whole entire fight, landed some great combinations, completely outlanded Alexander Voistek, in which he ended up taking it by decision.
The Mexican Monster, David.
Let's take a look at David Morrell's latest performances, in which he fought Senna, in which David Morrell hurt and put a lot of punishment on Senna, in which the rest seen up and stopped the fight in round 2.
And Becko's in trouble. He's hurt. This one might be over. It's target practice.
At this, David Morrell went on to fight Hot Rod, in which David Morrell landed some great shots, rocked Hot Rod in round 8, and he ended up taking it by decision.
Now, here's the thing about this fight. This fight actually ends up happening. I wouldn't mind it simply because it will be a really good fight. And I know David Benavidez wants the winner between Bivol and Ultra Better BF, but since obviously their fight got rebooked and they're scheduled to fight, they won't be free to fight until a very long time. So instead of him just waiting around, waiting for the winner, he could just fight David Morrell instead. And this fight actually makes a lot of sense since both men just entered the light heavyweight division, and David Benavidez is ranked number 3 and David Morrell is ranked number 4, so it'll be a pretty even fight. So now, how's this fight gonna go? Well, it should be a pretty close fight considering that both men have shown to have crazy power at 168, and just because they didn't finish their opponents at 175, that doesn't take away the fact that they still hold crazy power and they managed to win their fights. But honestly, I think David Benavidez will have the upper hand here in this fight, considering that he has a big advantage over David Morrell, and that is the fact that he has the more overall experience since he has more than double the wins as David Morrell. So that is definitely something to look at if this fight does end up happening. So in the end, David Benavidez should come out on top in this fight, considering that he's been able to do more at 168, and since both are new to 175, neither man can use anything against each other at that weight class. But I do see David Benavidez' power, speed, and pressure being way too much for David Morrell, and I won't be surprised if he stops David Morrell.